What I gotta say isn't easy, but it's necessary. I was so fired up about this that instead of getting ready for the day, I'm letting Greg do it first so that he can get done while I get this off my chest because it's been a long time coming. This last week has been eye opening, not just to a lot of randomized fuckery, but to a goal that I thought we were all working towards not being everybody's true agenda. And it's time that I address what I've seen, what I see is a true problem within this group, and whether or not this loses me people who claim to be friends, I don't care anymore because it's beyond ridiculous. When the K Hive was started, it was a non organized group of people who wanted to see now VP Harris rise to the presidency. We started fact finding, we started calling out lies and misinformation, which there was a lot of it. And we also suffered the disappointment of when she decided strategically to drop out so that she could pay her people. We stood by her because we seen that she cared and that she has the best path to being our first female presidency, despite the misogyny, despite the racism that she faced. And I thought that coming together and using our various skills online would mean something, and it did. We've become, for better intent and purposes, the face of a new political movement. And with that comes ignorance and stagnation that could end up hurting the trajectory that we're trying to launch for VP Harris. I have seen way too much infight in this last week alone that makes no sense. And all of you want to play around and blame some stupid random white woman for the fractures when it goes beyond her dumb antics. There are a lot of idiocy that I have seen these last few weeks that I need to call out because it hurts. Not just VP Harris's political future, but anybody who isn't the straight white doofuses that we've had for president for this country's inception. I am so tired of having to have these conversations with grown people. But it seems like most of you are just not getting it. So I'm going to make a few points today in this bonnet short that I really want to touch upon because I'm frustrated and fed up. One of the things that I want you to do is to stop arguing with the kiddie table of politics. These kids, all they do is troll online. And you have given them more relevance, more amplification, and thus their media buddies more article fodder. I've seen more articles about the K Hive attacking randos who don't mean anything than anything positive about this group. And you might think this notoriety means something. Yeah, it means it hurts VP Harris's trajectory to the POTUS. Because if we have a negative association, she has a negative association. And I know some of you don't give a fuck about that because you've been using the K Hive to have the cool spot that you didn't have growing up in life. And that is fucking obvious. I am so sick, especially of the non-black POC and the white people using the name of this group to score fucking points. This is not what it was supposed to be about, and you know it, but you just don't care. You just want to feel a part of something. You don't even care what the whole freaking strategic part of having this group is. And I am so mad that it's making me stutter, y'all. I shouldn't be this upset about this, but I am seeing people take what this group is and should be about and making it about getting popularity points. And I'm over it. I've seen so many use that I used to have respect for instigating fights between friends or people who didn't even really like each other but didn't have beef. Because you think that beef means you can jump into a faction and have your friends have your back. And that is not what this is about. All of these petty little infights, that shit gets reported too. The KIV being toxic should not be our brand. We should be able to freaking completely combat that narrative. But we can't. You know why? Because some of you are having internet beefs over stupid stuff. You just want to weigh in on political races. You have no dime in that quarter, and you're doing more damage, not only to decent political races, but to our goals. And I'm sick of it. If you're not living in PA, don't weigh in on PA. Use your organizational skills to make sure people are getting to the vote. Use your voice to uplift fundraising goals. But if you are using your supposed K-Hive status to knock somebody who is running under the Dem name, you're doing it wrong. And I'm sick of having to say that. I'm sick of us acting as bad as the Bernie brats. But this is what I've seen happening between the fighting with the kiddie table politics, whether it's those misogynistic incels who don't really vote, or they're pick me girls who for some reason think that socialism is just a brand that they can wear. That means they get free shit. Y'all have been amplifying these kiddie table politic idiots for way too long. We have seen that they don't vote. We have seen that they have spent more time magically thinking that arguing with people on the internet will somehow translate to them winning and making us bend at the knee. They are not who we should be focusing on, but we do it anyway. Why? Sadly, people think arguing with people online and winning against them, whatever that means, is something. I did it when we were arguing against the MAGAs, and all it did was fucking burn me out. These people are whole ass ignorant. You are not going to get through to them, and arguing with them only fucking lowers you. But saying that, typing it out, tweeting it, you get a few people that go, yeah, Tim, you're right. Oh my gosh, you're so great. You're so. I don't care about any of that. Your praise means shit to me right now. You know why? Because you go around and you do the same fucking things that you say. Oh, that's a good insight, Tim. I shouldn't do that. With these freaking Bernie brats. Why are you wasting precious energy arguing with them? I'll tell you why. Because it feels good to get over on them. It feels good to shut them down with facts. But you know what? You're wasting your time. And all you do when you supposedly swarm these idiots is give them fodder. And when you give them fodder, their buddies who write articles for places like Political and the New York Times and even MS fucking NBC go around talking about how we're a toxic problem for VP Harris's chance at the presidency because their game is to make sure that she looks bad and that she has no trajectory to the POTUS. I need you to understand what's at stake when you play these games, when you have your ego be louder than the message. I need you to understand what it does to all chances for anybody who isn't a straight white man to freaking be president when you sit there and argue over dumb shit. And when you fucking use the K-Hive to make a name for yourself instead of working towards actual political organization, you should be making sure people are registered to vote. You should be making sure that anybody you amplify is fully vetted. But you shouldn't be using that energy just to bash people because that's not what we're supposed to be about. This is supposed to be a group that uplifts actual activism and gets actual progress because we understand what's at stake. But some of you want to play games because you see this as a group that can amplify you and make you feel cool. But that is not what this is supposed to be about. And unfortunately, it takes having to say this. I understand wanting to be liked. I don't really know why it's so fucking important, but I understand that people just want to be liked. And that is a core problem with social media. Some of you want to be liked so badly that you will jump and twist and bend yourself to whatever you can to get a pat on your back. And we've been geared towards it. The whole fucking system of Twitter is geared towards whether people like you or retweet you or you go viral. The whole fucking internet has become that fucking toxic miasma of that. So I understand it, and I don't have enough energy to fight against it. But what I'm saying is that we should be utilizing it to our advantage, not giving people fodder that will hurt our chances of not only having the first female president, but beyond that. When we do these toxic, stupid factions, it hurts our chances to keep our party serious. We divulge into the same antics we like to slam the Bernie brats and the MAGAs about. This whole toxic clique mentality does nothing. And having factions that go, oh yeah, I want to argue with this person. How dare they? They're amplifying this person over you. It's not about you. And when I see people who used to at least be cordial to each other, talking about block parties and let's shame and name, and if you follow this person, you can't follow me. Why do you have so much energy to play these fucking games online? You should be focusing on what's going on in your backyard, because some of you are in a state where you're about to have an election to recall your governor. But no, you want to fucking play games online and join factions. The only faction we have is our party. Some of you keep forgetting about that as you play these games about who's better. You are not fooling anybody. And I am exhausted having to say this to grown ass people. But that's the problem with any group. I learned that long ago when I ran the CCC. And it's not really that long ago. 4 years feels like it was forever away. But I thought running a political group that was supposed to make a difference, but made its whole fame just dragging MAGAs, arguing with the Bernie brats, calling out supposed facts, was what we needed to do. And all we did was divulge into the stupidest, most hedonistic things. We have one guy using our name to get into women's pants online at that. How pathetic that was. Others fighting with each other over who's the more woke whitey. All I know is that the group started with good intentions and it fell apart. And I don't want to see that happen, because with the K Hive, there is more at stake than just personal egos. We have somebody who actually cares about all of us. She has worked her way up from senator to VP. And I could see the day we are watching her swear in, the day her hand is on that Bible and she is making the oath to be a leader for all of us. But what we cannot have is her reputation being tarnished by people's egos, by people wanting to fucking be a part of a group and not understanding what the group is about. So if you're not in it to make sure that Democrats win elections, if you're not in it to make sure that your local elections are doing the right things, you are not K-Hive. And I don't care if this hurts people's feelings. Fact checking is fine. When you're using that fact to swarm a bunch of nobodies who have fucking anime avatars and socialist icons, you are wasting time. When you are using that energy to see which K-Hive supposed popularity person is arguing with another, you're toxic. And we don't need that kind of attitude within the group. There's a reason why I don't fucking use emojis. Why I took the hashtag out of my fucking bio. It's not that I'm ashamed of the group. It's that I needed to lurk so that I could see what the fuck was going on. And boy, did I see it. Between egos and arrogance, people want to act like that Robin chick was the cause of our issues. It's not. She's just one of many white people who are using this as a fucking game. But there are a lot of black people in our group too that see this as an opportunity to elevate themselves, and you need to stop doing that too. It's fine if you want to build a political strategist career. I'm not going to try to fucking mess with people's coins, but I need you to be smarter about this, because when you become louder than the goal, you fuck it up for all of us. And the fact that I have to say this, when most of you are smart enough to understand what all of this means, bothers me. But we are letting too many people who don't care about the end game strategy take over this group and twist what it means. And it only hurts us all. That's what I need you to take away from this short. I'm going to get ready to wrap this up because ranting doesn't fucking do my soul any justice, and I'm tired. But I was so fired up and upset about this because I see far too many people utilizing what it means to be a part of this group for the wrong reasons. I see too many of you using this to sit at the so-called cool kids table. And what I said yesterday really stands. Being a so-called cool kid doesn't fucking matter. All it is a bunch of people who were told by other people that they're so popular and they're so cool, and then they get stuck trying to seek that validation. It is an empty void of an existence, and you shouldn't be seeking it. But I'm not your mama, and I can't tell you what makes you happy. All I can tell you is that this has been a waste of a good coordinated effort. And if we don't get our shit together, everything we have worked for is going to fall apart. And I seen that shit happen in 2016. I refuse to let it happen in the future. So get it together and stop using the KI as your fucking personal slush fund.